Okay, welcome back, 8:16, everybody. We've got completely sunny skies in Grand Rapids and completely sunny skies, I do believe, for pretty much the entirety of the viewing area at this point. So opening the day up, looking very decent weather-wise, and we're going to carry a lot of sunshine into the afternoon. There will be some clouds that will show up, similar to yesterday, those fair weather cumulus that will mix across the sky as we go forth this late morning and afternoon. Take a look at the water temperatures along Lake Michigan, reviving, coming back pretty decently. 74 in South Haven now and running in the 60s. Those are observations from yesterday. So if anything, those numbers are coming up. The waters are improving, but we're going to have some waves, especially north of Grand Haven, particularly even north of Muskegon, that can cause some rip currents today. So where you see that orange line start to show up near Muskegon, and I would say possibly even southward of Grand Haven, you got to be very careful with these waters today. There can be rip currents, and we got a hazard for beach and swim risk. So be aware of that. South winds at 10 to 15 knots, even 20 knots this evening. Waves around 1 to 3 feet, with the greatest waves being the further north you go, and possibly even some waves around 4 feet or so once you get into northern Muskegon and Oceana counties along that lakeshore. Temperatures, they are coming upward at this point as that sun gets higher in the sky. We've got a south wind around 5 to 6 miles per hour at most at times, even lesser than that at other times. Dew points, they are in the mid 50s, so still very low. It is a dry atmosphere and will remain that way into the afternoon. Now the dew points in the 50s, those will creep into the lower half of the 60s by late day. So we've been mentioning that the last several days that Saturday would see an increase in the humidity, but it does still stay at very tolerable levels today. It's going to increase wholesale, though, for the back half of our weekend. Overnight tonight, that warm front does arrive, and it'll be pushing in much stickier air for the day tomorrow. That shift to the south with the winds, that's also important. It's going to help to build those water temperatures back up along the immediate shoreline. Keep in mind we had those north and northeast winds earlier this week causing the upwelling. That'll be a thing of the past by the time we get to tomorrow and into Monday. Humidity cranks up big time tomorrow. I mean, heat indices, you'll see that on the chart here coming up. We could be feeling like the mid to upper 90s in spots for a stretch of several hours tomorrow afternoon. Best thunderstorm chance early on Monday, and it stays warm down the road. We'll get to it in a moment. These are the dew points along that red line, and really starting to go up overnight tonight. So by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, it's feeling pretty darn humid outside, and that'll carry through the afternoon, evening, right on through Monday as well. Then start to fall off on Tuesday into Wednesday, but probably begin to pick it up again late Wednesday and into Thursday and Friday. So this coming week is going to be feeling a lot more summer-like than what we just went through. And these are the feels-like temperatures or the heat indices. How do you get the heat indices? Well, you take the actual temperatures and you couple them with the dew points or the humidity values and what it actually feels like to you walking around. This is what the model is suggesting for tomorrow afternoon. I think that's pretty accurate. Daytime high of 89 tomorrow. We do lose a couple degrees in the days ahead, but still above normal. The average now 81 for today. The average will still be at 81 by the time we get to next Friday, and most of those occasions will be topping out well into the 80s. It does look like, at least from this vantage point, going forward. Live radar doesn't have a whole lot over the state of Michigan, as you can see, until you get into the Upper Peninsula. That's where there's a lot of lightning strikes. Complex and MCS, mesoscale convective system, moving through that part of the Midwest. But to miss us, that will not be diving southward, taking some some erratic track through the morning. No, it will be following the upper level steering flow, which will take it into Ontario. The southern extent of that may drag a few debris clouds in here eventually this afternoon. I think any of that moisture showing up on the model is overdone. But as this warm front comes in from the west overnight tonight, there can be a spotty shower perhaps. The models have really dropped off their coverage of any rainfall for us in this overnight period going into Sunday morning. But still, you can't completely dismiss the runs of the models from a couple days ago. So maybe there can be a shower. If we get it, it's short-lived. It gets out of here. Most of tomorrow late morning and afternoon is going to be rain-free. It'll be very humid, though, Brody. Mixture of sun and clouds. We jump to 89. It'll be feeling like the mid-90s. And then we got a better shot for some showers and storms with a second more formidable disturbance. That also, though, will be weakening as it approaches, so we got to keep an eye on that one, too. Could fall apart as it gets in here, but I think a better chance, nonetheless, of showers early on Monday morning, some rumbles of thunder, and then a little drier, but still warm midweek.
All right, great day on the beach. Be careful in the water. Coronavirus case.